On October 14th, 1912, a would-be assassin named John Schrank stepped from the crowd and shot Theodore Roosevelt in the chest. The bullet struck just below his heart, slowed only by his coat, a steel eyeglass case, and a folded 50-page speech. Bleeding but unbowed, Roosevelt looked at the crowd and said, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose." And then he gave the speech anyway. What few remember is what happened next. As the mob seized the gunman, ready to tear him apart, Roosevelt stopped them. He ordered the man brought forward, looked him in the eye, and asked, "Why?" Schrank had no answer, later declared insane. He'd call Roosevelt a great American. The bull moose wasn't just a campaign symbol. It was the embodiment of a man and a myth. Roosevelt had built his life around the idea that strength, courage, and moral purpose could shape a nation. And no image captured that spirit better than the cowboy. After the deaths of his wife and mother on the same day, Valentine's Day, 1884, Roosevelt fled New York for the Dakota Badlands. He built a ranch, rode the range, learned to rope and ride, and wrote about the frontier man. A man, he said, with few of the milk and water moralities of the weak. Out there, he remade himself. From bookish reformer to rough-riding symbol of American manhood. That cowboy spirit followed him back east. As Assistant Secretary of the Navy, he prepared the fleet for war with Spain. When war came, he resigned his post and raised a regiment of cowboys, Ivy Leaguers, and soldiers. They called themselves the Rough Riders, a name borrowed from Buffalo Bill Cody's Congress of Rough Riders of the World. A Wild West act that blurred the line between myth and history. Soon, Cody's show was showcasing Roosevelt's own charge up Kettle Hill. Art imitating life, imitating art. By the time he reached the White House, Roosevelt wasn't just a president. He was the cowboy president. At 42, he remains the youngest man ever to take the office. He invited Booker T. Washington to dine at the White House, define the color line. He broke monopolies that strangled competition, and he carved the conservation legacy across the map of America. Roosevelt created the U.S. Forest Service, 5 national parks and 18 national monuments. He established the first bird reserves, game preserves, and 150 national forests, protecting more than 360,000 square miles of wild land. He believed the nation's strength was measured not by its wealth, but by its ability to preserve the wilderness that made men strong. Long after his death, that image remains, the cowboy as statesman. From the moment Texas Jack Alejandro took the stage beside Buffalo Bill Cody in 1872, the cowboy's tools, the Stetson, the boots, the fringe, became the uniform of American virtue. Roosevelt knew it, every politician since has known it. That's why they still strap on a cowboy hat, pose beside a fence, or ride a horse for the cameras. They want you to see Roosevelt. They want you to remember Buffalo Bill and Texas Jack. They want you to believe, still, that somewhere inside every American beats the heart of a cowboy. Because if America ever had a national faith, it was this, that a man with grit, a good horse, and a wide horizon, that man could set things right.